Oh, hello again, friends. It's me, Mr. Proft, coming to you from my dining room here in sunny Santa Monica, California. And I want to tell you about something I really, really like. Let me go ahead and see if I can share my screen. It's always a mystery as to whether this is going to work. Ooh, here we go. Let's go to present mode. So something I really, really like, nay, something I really love. I love sailboats. I think they're beautiful. I think they're majestic. I love being on sailboats. Here's actually a little a picture of me on a boat, sailing the boat. There I am at the helm, looking like a hearty seafaring man, steering the boat around. This is my friend Rebecca, and what she's doing right here in this picture is she's adjusting the sails, right? She's moving the sails around using this winch, which is tied to a rope, which is tied to the sail. So that's how you move the sails around in a boat. You adjust these lines or sheets to control the sails. But let me ask you a question. What makes a sailboat go? What makes the sailboat move? A sailboat is moved by the wind. The wind is what makes a sailboat go. The wind blows into the sails and sort of pushes it down across the water. So it's pretty amazing, the power of the wind. It can move a huge boat, and you could sail entirely around the world without an engine. You can make it all the way around the world just by using the power of the wind. Here's kind of a fun little fact. Sometimes if you're on a sailboat, the wind is blowing so hard that the boat, if you're moving really fast, will actually tip over. This is called heeling, where the wind is blowing so hard, usually straight into the sail, it makes the boat tip over. And then what people have to do is the crew will climb to one side to kind of try to hold the boat down to keep it from flipping over. But anyway, that's when you're on a beam reach, and makes the boat go really fast. It's very exciting, but it's a little scary the first time you do it. This is not me. I usually do not sail that fast. But the wind, you don't have to be on a sailboat to see the wind. You can see it on a windy day. You can usually see the trees blowing, like you can see right here in this picture. The wind is blowing really hard that way, and it's making the leaves of the palm tree kind of wiggle. So you can tell the wind is blowing. Even if there's no trees around, you can sometimes see the wind. I love this picture because look at the dog's fur. The wind is blowing so hard. You can see it a little bit in the lady's hair, but the wind is blowing. It's blowing all the dog's fur back. That's really fun. It's really fun, kind of exciting when you feel a really strong wind like that. Wind can cause problems if the wind blows really hard. Sometimes bad things can happen. Trees will sometimes fall over. Sometimes, little bits of the top of the house may fly away. But it has to be super duper windy for something like that to happen. And here where we live in Los Angeles, we really don't have super powerful windstorms like that usually. Some parts of the country will get these storms called tornadoes, which we learned about yesterday. In California, we really don't get tornadoes. So it's rare that wind gets this strong, but it can be a little dangerous sometimes. Wind can also be super fun. There's a lot of fun and interesting things that the wind can do for us. For instance, you can make electricity from the wind. If you've ever been on a long car ride and you're out sort of in the desert, you might see these giant windmills. These are like little kind of pinwheels or propellers that spin when the wind blows on them. And then people know how to take that spinning and turn it into electricity. The wind can also blow kites, which is a really fun thing to do. If you've ever gone to the beach, when I was a kid, we used to go to the beach and fly kites all the time. There's a sport called hang gliding, which is actually where you make a kite so big that a person can hang on to it. And you can use the wind to basically turn yourself into a kite and fly around on the wind. Hang gliding, windsurfing, also something you can do when it's nice and windy. Oh, a bunch of different stuff. So the wind is super duper cool. So you've heard me talk about the wind. You've heard your teacher talk about the wind. We've watched the read along weather words and what they mean, which had a lot of information about the wind. Now it's time for you to shine. You're going to get yourself a piece of paper, and I want you to draw a picture showing something that you know about the wind, something you've learned about the wind, or something you can do on a windy day. I'd like you also to label that with some words, maybe a whole sentence if you can. That would be awesome. But do label your drawing about the wind, and then you're going to take a picture of that, ka-cheek, and send it to me or Miss Dana. Okay, so that is your instructions for the day. Draw a picture about wind and label it with some words. You can use the words on our word wall. You can have a grown-up help you with them. If you can't write a whole word, then try to at least do the first sound in a word. Try to have some kind of labeling on there, because we're trying to begin the process of learning to write. So very important that we get this practice in. Okay, it's me, Mr. Proft, and I'm going to blow away now. It's the wind.